Today we have summarized interesting news about Chelsea, which is certainly special for you. Our top news today, Chelsea risk losing Jackson due to suspension from 4 yellow cards. In other news, Pochettino revealed that he really wants to bring in Ivan Toney. At the end of the video, there are interesting facts ahead of Chelsea's match against Aston Villa, as well as lineup predictions. Therefore, read in full. Mauricio Pochettino explains why Enzo Fernandez cannot be captain. Pochettino says Enzo Fernandez will not become Chelsea captain until his English improves. He said, "Enzo still has difficulty with his English. We need to communicate with the referee and everything. I think Connor can do his job perfectly. And for me, I prefer Connor over Enzo, because I think Connor can speak normal English. I think Enzo is still not ready to be captain. This is not just because of his character or personality or profile. It's about you need to communicate with people, and if you don't manage the language well, you can't be a captain, no? I do not know. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's my opinion." Mauricio Pochettino said that Armando Broja could be included in the Chelsea squad today. Armando Broja has not played football this calendar year due to a serious knee injury he suffered last December. However, the young striker may soon return after a long-term absence. Pochettino shared in a press conference that Broja could be part of today's matchday squad. As reported by Football London, Pochettino said, "Maybe Armando Broja could be involved." The Blues will host Aston Villa in the Premier League today. Chelsea are at risk of losing key players through suspension during their Premier League match against Aston Villa. Pochettino revealed he had warned striker Nicholas Jackson about his poor discipline. The summer signing has already picked up 4 yellow cards for dissent this season and is now at risk of a 1-match ban just 5 games into the Premier League season. Jackson has received a yellow card in all but one of Chelsea's games so far this season. Interestingly, all of them were aimed at showing dissent towards the referee, not because of a foul. Pochettino said he had warned the 22-year-old about his behavior. Jackson will be banned for 1 match if he receives another yellow card before Chelsea's 20th game of the Premier League season. Mauricio Pochettino wants Ivan Toney at Chelsea. According to TalkSport, Chelsea want to sign Ivan Toney from London and Premier League rivals Brentford in the summer transfer window. The report claims that Brentford are willing to sell the 27-year-old England international striker for £60 million. Chelsea could submit a bid for Toney in January 2024. The striker is serving a ban at the moment and cannot play until January. TalkSport added that Chelsea boss Mauricio Pochettino is leading efforts to sign Toney after making it clear to Stamford Bridge Chiefs he needs more firepower. At 27 years old, Toney is in his prime. Some believe Toney will be able to make an immediate impact at Chelsea. The striker has been successful in the Premier League with Brentford. Toney has made 68 Premier League appearances so far in his career. The striker has scored 32 goals and provided 9 assists in these matches. Chelsea confirm 8 injuries for Aston Villa match. Pochettino will still be without 8 of his first-team players after an injury update was provided on Chelsea's official website. Benoit Badiashile, Marcus Bettinelli, Trevoh Chalobah, Carney Chukwuemeka, Wesley Fofana, Reece James, Christopher Nkunku, Romeo Lavia. Thiago Silva's unhappiness shows the gap between the old Chelsea and the new Chelsea. Is Chelsea the same football club they were under Roman Abramovich? They play in the same colors, in the same stadium, for now, under the same badge, but somehow the soul of the club has changed. Their ambitions, motivations, and identities, both public and self-reflective, are different. Their personnel from the boardroom to the bench is almost unrecognizable. A completely new hermit crab inhabiting a dark blue shell that was there long before him and will outlast him. Perhaps the greatest symbol of this change is Thiago Silva, the great central defender, who is gradually sinking into the sands of time. One of 3 players who won the 2021 Champions League still at the club, and the oldest member of the outfield squad for more than a decade. He represents the old Chelsea more than the new. His position in this brave new world is increasingly unclear. He has now made 2 less than helpful social media posts in a month, most recently tweeting, Champions League asterisk crying emoji asterisk ahead of the group stage. He also looked frustrated during the 0-0 draw with Bournemouth. This all reveals something that is becoming increasingly clear at Stamford Bridge. Silva absolutely hates Chelsea's situation, and you can't blame him. He turned 39 on Friday. This player is happy with life at the club after leaving Chelsea. RubenLoftusCheek seems to be loving life away from Chelsea at his new club AC Milan, and may even be throwing some shade at his former club with his latest comments. The midfielder has spoken to Corriere dello Sport about life at his new club. He said, "It's amazing. I look around and I'm still amazed by the size of this stadium. It's history. I look at all this. I think I can play here every week and who knows how long, so I'm very happy with everything. It was great to have such support despite the poor championship results." Chelsea want to sign Arsenal winger Amario Cozier-Duberry. Now Chelsea are being linked with the Arsenal player who is thought to give Saka a run for his money in the Gunners squad. According to Football Transfers, Chelsea are interested in signing Arsenal winger Amario Cozier-Duberry. Manchester City are also claimed to be interested in an 18-year-old player who can play as a winger or attacking midfielder. The club from North London reportedly sees the teenager as someone who can compete with Saka in the future. Football Transfers quoted former Arsenal midfielder Jack Wilshere as saying, "Amario is very interesting, and Mikel likes him. He reminds me of Bukayo Saka. Plays in the same position as him, needs to get better at decision-making like Bukayo does, but he's definitely interesting." Mauricio Pochettino likens Chelsea's young star to Vinicius Junior. Mauricio Pochettino believes Nicolas Jackson would be a fantastic player for Chelsea if he is given time to settle in, and likened his start at the club to Vinicius Junior's start at Real Madrid. Chelsea only scored 5 goals in that time, and Jackson's performance up front was highly scrutinized. But he has received support from Pochettino ahead of Chelsea's clash with Aston Villa, and the former Spurs boss stated that he needs time to adjust to his new surroundings before the goals can start flowing. Pochettino said at his pre-match press conference, "I had a meeting with Nicolas and Enzo. I said, come on, a striker with 4 yellow cards for protesting? You need to get a yellow card, but in a different action, not for that. It's not easy. It will put him in a very difficult situation with the team. He understands, but he's still young. He needs to learn, needs to develop, needs to adapt. He will be a fantastic player, but he needs time. I like to make similarities with players at other clubs. Jackson is a fantastic player, but he has to calm down and relax in front of goal. I say remember Vinicius. It took him 3 seasons or 2.5 seasons to appear at Real Madrid." 3 important things you need to know before Chelsea versus Aston Villa kickoff. 1. Aston Villa's winning streak at Stamford Bridge. Last season, Aston Villa beat Chelsea with a score of 2-0 at Stamford Bridge. However, Villa's winning streak at Stamford Bridge dates back from 1930 to 1933. So, the Blues will be looking to ensure they don't let Villa go on a winning streak at Stamford Bridge this time. 2. Chelsea cannot score goals in 2023. In both Premier League matches played in 2023, current season and last season, Chelsea scored the lowest goals per game average of 0.86. In addition, the Blues also recorded the fewest wins combined, something Pochettino and his men want to improve on. 3. 2 wins in the last 13 Premier League games at Stamford Bridge for Chelsea. In their last 13 home matches in the Premier League, the Blues have only won twice. Apart from that, they lost 5 times and drew 6 times. Additionally, in 2023, Pochettino's men lost 6 times at home in the Premier League, which is the highest figure after a terrible 7 home defeats in 1993. Do you think Aston Villa can achieve back-to-back wins at Stamford Bridge against the Blues? Chelsea versus Aston Villa lineups predictions. The former Tottenham manager is expected to use a 4-3-3 formation with Robert Sanchez as goalkeeper. Malo Gusto and Levi Colwill will play on the wings as wingbacks. Meanwhile, in the heart of defense, we will see veteran player Thiago Silva paired with Axel Disasi. Chelsea graduate Conor Gallagher is expected to start alongside Enzo Fernandez and Leslie Ugochukwu in midfield. These three will look to control most of the ball possession and will try to dictate the pace of the game. Former Manchester City star Raheem Sterling will play on the right wing, while Mykhailo Mudryk will feature on the left. Leading the charge was young Nicholas Jackson.